Supernatural. From Hasbro.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of That New Toy Smell. I'm Pixel Dan.
I'm Devall.
And we are just back from the New York Toy Fair.
I can't move a lot because apparently somebody said I twitch around too loud and I'm crazy.
Who said that?
I don't know, some idiot on YouTube.
Oh, snap. You just called that guy an idiot.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So anyway, we just got back from Toy Fair.
Oh.
Yeah, right? I am tired. It was pretty intense. I didn't really know what to expect going into it, and there was just... I
tried to warn you guys. You guys don't listen to me.
There was a lot going on. There was a lot of information to take in. There was a lot of people to compete with as far as, like, space. You know, people were all there snapping photos, taking video, writing notes. You know, it was crazy. It was wild, but, you know, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've talked to online before for other sites I got a chance to meet, and that was really cool. Got to talk to a lot of people from different companies. You know, I really did enjoy myself. I didn't feel like I got as much accomplished as I would have liked to.
Well, yeah,
but, you know, it was still cool. And if you guys have checked out the site, we have a lot of Toy Fair footage up right now. So if you haven't already checked it out, make sure you head over to popculturenetwork.com because we're constantly posting videos and pictures and notes and news and anything we've got from this last week has all been posted on the site. There is a lot of information to be found there. So, and we're probably still have more to come because we took so much stuff, you know, and it's it's a lot of work to edit all these videos and get it all put together for you guys. But, you know, we're doing it. We really want to make sure we've got some of the best and most unique coverage from the event. So
yeah, I felt bad. Ito even threw us a party, and we missed most of it.
Well, you know, our buddy Ito was nice enough to take us in for the weekend and, you know, give us a place to stay and drive us to New York every day. So big shout out to Ito. You were huge help for us. We couldn't have done it without you. It was a lot of
we got to play Ito's awesome arcade games.
Ito's awesome arcade. He's got set up. It was a great time. But we got to see a lot of great things.
Yeah.
You know, we attended the Hasbro event. It was the first thing we did.
Yeah.
And we got to watch their presentation to see all of the new products coming out this year.
I remember when I told you guys, oh, don't worry, Hasbro won't take that long.
We were wrong because Hasbro took 4 hours, 5 hours almost.
Yeah. Devall forgot how long it was.
It was long because in the presentation, they spent at least 30 minutes on each property, which was Transformers, G.I. Joe,
Star Wars,
and Marvel. And it was at least 30 minutes for each presentation, so there's 2 hours right there. Then they did a Q&A after that, and then after that, we finally got to go into the showroom and actually look at the product. So we were in there for at least 4 hours, probably longer. It was I couldn't believe it was such a big chunk, you know, to go through all that. But it was a really, really cool experience, and we've already posted all of our videos from the event, so if you haven't seen them yet, there's a lot of great stuff. I personally am excited about the Star Wars news.
Yep. Giant AT-AT.
The AT-AT looks amazing if you guys haven't seen that yet. And the announcement of the vintage line coming out once again is incredible. Yep. But mostly the fact that they're offering the free rocket-firing vintage Boba Fett. Which, finally,
after 30 years?
Yeah, after 30 years. Which, if any of you didn't notice, back in the old line, they offered a free Boba Fett rocket-firing figure. This was the first time you were going to get Boba Fett. This is before Empire even came out, so nobody even knew who Boba Fett was yet. But they offered this figure. People ordered this figure expecting to get a rocket-firing Boba Fett. Then there was some legalities that popped up saying that, you know, he couldn't actually fire his rocket. So when the Boba Fett came out, the rocket was glued into his pack. That was the only way he came. So rocket-firing Boba Fett never came out in the old line. So now they're finally offering. It's a brand new figure, but it looks totally just like the vintage figure.
Yep.
Completely vintage styled, and it fires a rocket out of the backpack. So I am stoked. I mean,
Very cool.
That is the coolest offering from the Star Wars line, in my opinion, this year. So that is fantastic.
Let's see. Transformer stuff is all right.
I kind of liked...
Some of it was cool. They're doing a combiner set, which is kind of cool.
They're still doing a lot of movie-related stuff, which I don't really like very much. But they are doing a lot of... they're pulling away from that a little bit. I mean, the new combiner stuff looked kind of cool.
Yep.
The new mini-con sets looked pretty sweet. I liked those. And then we got the news that they're reissuing the new Masterpiece Grimlock.
Yep, to Toys R Us.
And that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to get a hold of that.
Be a cool figure.
So.
And
the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive is Blaster.
Yeah, which is very cool.
Oh, man. He comes with cassette tapes just like the Soundwave last year. He's a remake G1 Blaster. He looks fantastic. So.
The G.I. Joe stuff was all right.
I like it. They're pulling away from the movie look, which I'm happy about.
They're going back to non-actor sculpted heads.
The only thing they kept was the Cobra Commander from the movie, which I'm kind of upset about. Because
he's going to be randomly inserted into packages. He's going to be on a full Cobra-inspired card back now. And
he's going to be a lesser produced figure than the rest of them.
Because this whole year is supposed to be the hunt for Cobra.
Yep, that's the gimmick for the year. So they made Cobra Commander. He looks just like the movie one, except he has a chrome
metallic
now, and he's packaged on his own individual red card back and will be randomly inserted into cases of figures. So expect that figure to sell on eBay for hundreds of dollars. He's going to be
not going to be good times.
He's going to be hard to find. He's going to piss me off.
Yeah,
I'm not happy about that.
I think the Marvel stuff I was most excited about because they've showed off. Well, they showed off Galactus at San Diego Comic-Con, but this is the first time you actually got to see his packaging, 19-inch. You got to see him, his light-up and voice features work, and just a really cool figure.
Really, very cool, very cool. And on top of all the fantastic Marvel Universe stuff coming out, we're also getting Iron Man 2 figures in the same scale, and a series of Spider-Man figures in the same scale, which aren't as cool, but still, the Iron Man 2 stuff looked great.
Yeah, the Whiplash looked really cool. The Mark 6 armor looked really cool.
They're doing a movie line, a comic book line, and a concept line, and they all look amazing.
Yeah, they were very cool.
So excited about
those. They were very
those.
Cool.
So the Marvel Universe line, I think, is really going to pick up strong this year. I mean, this is going to be a big year for that line. So Hasbro had a ton of good stuff going for them.
Yeah,
it was really
let's talk about some of the smaller companies before we go to Mattel, because I know a lot of people are. I know we visited NECA. NECA really didn't have a whole lot to show off new. I mean, they did have some new Gears of War 2 stuff. They showed off the Dante's Inferno figure, which actually should already be hitting stores. Perseus, which if you go to KillinEnterprises.com right now, you can purchase the NECA Perseus from Clash of the Titans, he's a pretty darn cool figure. So they showed off some cool prop replicas. The Freddy Krueger marionette that's coming out later this year was pretty cool. Square Enix had some cool stuff. They showed off their new Final Fantasy figures. They showed off the Kingdom Hearts figures that are coming out. They're finally adding Jack Skellington to the line, which is very cool.
They've also got the rights to some other video game stuff,
Bayonetta.
which I haven't seen them do before.
Yep, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta and Resident Evil 5.
Yep.
And
the Resident Evil 5 figures are amazing.
Oh my god, they're so good.
And I hate to say that they blow NECA stuff out of the water.
They're amazing. The price point's a little high because the Square Enix
$40,
$30 to $40 a piece for a figure, but they're totally worth it. The style and the sculpt, they stand really a lot taller than most action figures, but they are beautiful.
Yeah.
I really love them.
We got to hang out with the guys at MC Toys, the guys who hooked us up with Green Arrow for our retro DC Universe retro.
Guys.
Yep, they were.
To see the Venture Brothers.
Yeah, the Venture Brothers stuff, which were great.
Very cool.
The Lost figures will look a lot better in person than they did in the pictures.
Photos,
yeah, they looked a lot better in person. We hung out with Jazzwares for a little bit, got to talk with them.
That's right. We got to see the new A-Team line coming out, which I have to admit look really, really cool.
Yeah.
They're based on the new movie, but the action figures are 3 3/4 inch scale. The sculpts are beautiful. But the main attraction was the A-Team van, because oh my gosh, is that a cool looking vehicle.
Very cool.
You can bet that I will probably be adding that to my collection. That is so cool. Then they've also showed off a bunch of the new Sonic the Hedgehog stuff. They're doing more of the 3 3/4 inch based Sonic figures. Very cool indeed.
Yep.
And Joe Amaro, who actually works for Jazzwares, actually was talking to me and says that he's even hoping to get out more Mega Man stuff, which made me very happy.
Yes, very cool.
Because I loved the Retro Roto line from Jazzwares, and he's hoping to release the next series of those that never came out.
Yeah.
And he's also looking at the possibility of doing a 3 3/4 inch Mega Man line, which I would love.
Yep.
So,
because the only 3 3/4 inch figures you got were the ones that were from Japan that were little models.
The model kits,
yep.
right. So if we get U.S.-based figures in the stores, that would
very cool.
Incredible. So let's hope we get
think,
those.
who else visited our buddies at Tonner Dolls.
Tonner Dolls.
Wow. These guys give me a lot of crap for being the doll guy, and I'm okay with that. But the people at Tonner Dolls, Robert Tonner, they're the nicest people in the world, and the work they do is amazing. They're doing Prince of Persia dolls, so they're doing dolls based on the new movie for Prince of Persia that look amazing. The Alice in Wonderland stuff for Disney is just spot on. The Red Queen from that line has the big head and the regular body, and it's tremendous. Princess Tiana, I know Pixel Dan's wife's back there smiling. Princess Tiana's coming out from Princess of the Frog. And I did happen to talk to Robert Tonner about Ariel from Little Mermaid, and he did say that she is on the list to be made, and we even discussed some of the ways that he might do that doll, which is very, very cool. So we got to hang out with them for a while. It was,
cool.
They introduced their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, which is going to be Huntress.
Oh, Huntress.
And it looks
nice.
Tremendous. Killen and I got into Lego.
You got to the Lego?
We got into Lego.
Look at all the new Lego
Harry Potter stuff's coming back. Star Wars stuff's continuing, so all these rumors about them dumping the line and not using the license after this, and this being the last year for Star Wars, untrue. Not happening. Star Wars is continuing. They're doing Prince of Persia stuff.
Prince of Persia stuff looked so cool.
Very cool stuff.
So cool.
Trying to think of what we saw so many people in a single day.
We went to McFarlane, speaking of Prince of Persia, because they're doing a new line of Prince of Persia figures.
I was 5 feet away from Todd McFarlane. It was neat.
The Prince of Persia figures from McFarlane look great. They're doing a standard 6-inch line, but the one I really liked was the little 3 3/4 inch line of figures because they're superposable.
Yeah.
They're kind of like their Halo figures, but they're the Prince of Persia stuff.
And they're bringing out play sets for them.
And there's a play set for
which
them.
is cool.
So they looked really, really great.
Yep.
And they're Halo Reach toys.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with how those looked.
We hung out with with guys over at Mezco.
And
they've got their normal stuff. They've got some really cool, as much as I hate to say it because I'm not a fan of Living Dead dolls, they've got some really cool Beetlejuice inspired and licensed ones.
The licensed ones look really
They've got
great.
a Beetlejuice and a Lydia coming out from the movie when they were in the inn with him in his tux and her in her red dress. They're doing the Wolfman figures. They're doing the figures for Kick-Ass, which look great.
It looks very cool.
They're doing the figures for Green Hornet, which look great. Little Big Planet's finally coming this year from them.
Yeah, the Little Big Planet toys are finally
So they're
coming.
finally going to do Little
That's
Big Planet,
right.
which is really cool.
I forgot about that. Yeah, those are finally coming. Those got canceled, and they're back on now, so they're coming out. That's
Boy,
really
those
great.
didn't get canceled. They got press released. We're not doing these.
Yeah.
Everything's getting canceled. And everyone's going, huh?
They're back. So
They are
we're getting
coming.
them. And then Shocker Toys. We
Shocker
stopped by
Toys,
and
our buddies
talked
at Shocker Toys.
Our good friends at Shocker Toys.
That's right.
We looked at the great, cool stuff coming out. I really was a fan. Their Mallow line, which is kind of their version of the urban vinyl movement that's been going on.
Very cool.
They got the license to do Mad Balls.
Very
and they're
cool
doing
stuff.
Mad Ball Mallows, and they look awesome.
Yes, they look amazing.
I'm so excited about them.
They're doing,
Those are really cool.
in their regular line of action figures, they're going to do a Captain Action, and they showed off Zen the Intergalactic
Zen,
Ninja,
yes.
which I was happy about. I was like, heck yeah, Zen.
Looked very cool.
Very cool stuff.
Lots and lots of cool stuff.
Their Lone Ranger coming out's really cool looking.
Diamond was another one.
Diamond was another one. Now, before we get into Diamond, we do have a little bit of news that came out of our Diamond adventure. You've heard us talk quite a bit over the last several shows and several podcasts about how upset we were with Playmates and wondering what was going on. During our tour with Diamond, we came across a little piece of display that actually was Playmates product. And before we could even get the question out, the Diamond rep that was with us said, we haven't sent this press release out. It hasn't gone out yet, but we're handling all distribution for Playmates. And I asked them, because Dan and I looked at each other, and I asked him, I said, are you talking just comic specialty stores? And he's like, no, everything North American we're handling.
Yep.
So they're handling everything for big box retail, comic specialty, apparently starting immediately. So they are now handling all distribution for for Playmates product.
It's definitely an interesting piece of news because we've been talking about Playmates canceling the Turtles line and all this other stuff recently, and now we found out that they've given all their distribution over to Diamond. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Diamond did show off some cool product, though. One of the things I was very excited about, I found out they've got the God of War license now.
Yes.
So they're releasing Kratos and Zeus and Hades and a lot of great
and a fourth
like
one they
that.
haven't announced yet.
That's right. And a lot of other really cool stuff came out of there. So, and then, of course, we went to the Mattel.
Right.
And we won't get into that in detail because I'm sure you've already seen all the videos. Lots of great Masters of the Universe stuff. Lots of great DC Universe stuff. The Ghostbuster stuff looks tremendous. So
the WWE stuff?
WWE stuff looks awesome.
Well, we will talk a little bit about that because Roddy Piper's coming with his bagpipe. They're doing Ted DiBiase looked amazing. They're doing a Sergeant Slaughter, old school Sergeant Slaughter in his blue tights and his hat. Oh my God, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Terry Funk. Terry Funk was really cool looking. He had his brand and his hat.
That's right.
All those are removable,
Very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, very cool.
So, awesome. We had a lot of great stuff at Toy Fair. We're going to go and get into our video review this week because what we're doing is Diamond actually provided us with a first look at the brand new Battle Beasts.
That's right.
So right now we're going to jump into a new video taking a look at the new Battle Beast toys. Hey guys, Pixel Dan here. While at the New York Toy Fair, Diamond actually gave us quite a cool, unique little exclusive figure. It's the very first of the brand new Battle Beasts that are coming out in their Mini-Mates toy line. So I thought today it'd be really cool to give you guys a first look at what to expect from the brand new Battle Beast line of toys coming out very soon. Now before we get into actually looking at the new figure, let's take a look at some of the Battle Beasts from the previous line. For anybody who may not remember exactly what Battle Beasts are, they were a line of figures released by Hasbro back in the 80s. And basically they were just a series of anthropomorphic animals wearing battle armor. And the cool, unique thing about them is that they all featured these little rubs, which mine don't work as good anymore these days, but they each featured these little rub pieces to where when you rub them off, it revealed either a water icon, a fire icon, or a wood icon. So in a sense, the figures worked in sort of a paper, rock, scissors type of a way. Water defeats fire, fire defeats wood, wood defeats water. Now, of course, you could choose to play them that way if you wish, or you could just collect the figures and battle, which is what I always did. I was always really fond of this toy line and thought it would be a great one to make a comeback. Well, crazy enough, Diamond got the rights to do Battle Beasts, and they are releasing them in their Mini-Mates toy line. Which brings us back to this. This was handed out to anybody who attended Toy Fair and visited Diamond's booth. This is a first release for the new Battle Beast figures that are going to be coming out, and it is an exclusive paint deco, so it's kind of a cool little item to have. So let's go ahead and rip this guy open so you can see exactly what we get. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the new Battle Beasts. Now, first thing you notice, can anybody tell me? Because I know the first thing that I notice. This guy is completely missing the rub piece on the chest. In fact, there's no emblem whatsoever. Now, to me, when I think of Battle Beasts, I remember the rub piece, the fire, the water, the wood. That's what Battle Beasts were all about. And it really seems like these new figures are going to be completely missing that piece. There is some type of a small black marking on his chest, but as you can see, it's not a rub piece, and there is not even an emblem on his chest. So I already kind of consider that a little bit of a downfall, because he just doesn't really seem like a Battle Beast to me without that. But let's go ahead and look, we'll look past that for a minute and actually take a look at the figure itself. Now, it is a little hard to believe, but yes, this is a Mini-Mate. And I think one thing that is so cool about this is the fact that it doesn't actually look much like a Mini-Mate. In fact, if we stand him next to one of the original Battle Beasts there, you can see that the style and the size and design is very similar to what we got in the past. So I think Diamond did a really great job in designing these figures. While they're using the Mini-Mates molds, they found a really cool way to build them up to make them look like individual action figures that are designed to look like these classic Battle Beasts. Now, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, we'll take this guy apart So you can see that, yes, he actually is a Mini-Mate. So first of all, the head slides right off and completely reveals the famous Mini-Mate shaped head. Each of the arm pieces pop right off. The leg pieces do the same. And then by removing the head, we can actually remove the entire body harness here. And there we have it. Underneath all of that armor and all of that extra stuff, we have just a basic Mini-Mate body. It's kind of amazing, actually. Now, when I heard that the Battle Beasts were going to be incorporated into the Mini-Mates toy line, I have to admit I was a bit concerned. Mini-Mates are cool and all, but I was really worried that we were going to get just this shaped body right here with the Battle Beast designs painted onto it, similar to what we've seen with the Marvel Mini-Mates and, you know, all the other Mini-Mates that have been released. So I was very happy to find out that they did it the way they did, because it really goes a step beyond just being one of the Mini-Mates figures and making it feel like its own unique toy line. Looking at the armor pieces a little closer, you can see the wonderful sculpting job there. I mean, the armor is fantastic. You've got the tail attached to the back. And it's just a really, really impressive sculpt job all around. The paint looks great. The details are fantastic. All around, it's a really, really cool looking figure. So we'll get them all put back together here. If we can get, the armor seems to be the hardest part to reattach, but it does just slide right over the body. There we go. And we'll pop the head on, and the alligator head slides right over the Mini-Mate's head. It's really cool how it works. And just like that, he's transformed back into a Battle Beast from a Mini-Mate. Like I said, it's very, very impressive the way this figure is designed, because when you've got him in the full Battle Beast mode here, he does not look like a Mini-Mate. He looks like a miniature action figure that is designed to look like a beast of some sort, which I really, really like that about these. And like I said, I am quite relieved to find out that they aren't just the basic Battle Beast bodies. Or, I'm sorry, the Mini-Mates bodies with Battle Beast painted onto it. Now, he does include a sword as well, which is really cool because the classic Beast did include small weapons of swords and guns and pieces like that. I've since lost all of mine from my childhood, but it's really cool to see that they do come with weapons. And then, of course, since they're Mini-Mate bodies, the figures are actually very posable for what they are. So even with all the armor in the way, you still got a pretty wide range of articulation. Of course, the one thing with it being the Mini-Mate's body is the limbs do pop off rather easy, so it's something you've got to deal with. But overall, the figure is very impressive. I must say, I really like this. My biggest gripe is going to be the fact that it's missing the emblem on his chest. But overall, I think the figure is really great, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all the different types of animals that we're going to get in the new line. I mean, I know I, for one, was a huge fan of the little seahorse guy here, so I would love to see him updated. You know, bring in some of the other characters here, like the sharks and the skunks, and there's just such a wide array of possibilities with the Battle Beast. It was a fantastic line back in the 80s, and I think it's got potential to be something really great here. So here's looking forward to seeing what Diamond brings us. So there you have it, guys. A look at the brand new Battle Beast Mini-Mates from our friends at Diamond. I hope you guys enjoyed this first look at this figure, and keep looking and checking online and checking those toy shelves, because these figures are set to be released this year, 2010. And if you're a fan of the originals or looking to discover them, this might be a great way to get into the line. Until next time, guys. there you guys have it. It's a first look at the brand new Battle Beast toy line. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the new Battle Beasts?
You know, they're cool looking, and they look well done, but there's no rub sign.
The rub sign is the biggest letdown for me, because that was the draw of Battle Beast, was the whole fire, water, wood thing.
Yep.
And the fact that they don't have those, I don't know if that's something to do with the fact that Hasbro owned all that before and they can't do the rub things or what. But despite the fact that they're missing those, I think the overall design is pretty good. They're mini-mates, but they don't look like
mini-mates. Yeah, not at all.
They're designed the same way, like all these pieces fit over the regular mini-mate body, but once it's all put together, it doesn't look like a mini-mate. It actually looks like a brand new, updated, like this is what I would picture almost
a Battle Beast
to look like,
yeah.
Updated to modern times.
Yeah, very cool.
The articulation's really nice. The sculpting is really well done. I mean, the only downfall is that there's no fire, water, wind deal going on. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's pretty sweet, and it's really cool that we got this figure because this was like a Toy Fair exclusive. We got it for visiting the Diamond booth, so this is a different paint variation than what the actual line will come out with. And hopefully soon we'll get a look at some of the other characters that will be released and get to see what they've got in store for these.
It's pretty cool. I'm glad the Battle Beasts are back. I guess like Dan said, the biggest letdown is there's no rub sign, but it's cool that they're this small piece of 80s history is coming back, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, it is cool, and it's one of those lines that I know a lot of people have said that they'd like to see come back, and it's cool to get it back in any form. I mean, they're not exactly the same as we remember, but they're pretty darn close. I mean, I think these are really great for what they are.
Right.
I think I will probably be picking more of these up.
Yes,
definitely.
very cool.
So cool. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to forum questions. We got a couple of those today, and I'd like to get through them. So let's go ahead and start with our buddy Dusty86 from the forums. His question is there a toy line that you feel would have benefited from having an animated series? There is probably a lot of them, but what's a good specific one you think that would have benefited from having a show?
My mind has gone blank.
Your mind has gone blank?
I'm just trying to think of...
I'm trying to think of some cool toy lines that would have been done really well probably if they had a cartoon series to go with it. I'm thinking of stuff like Supernaturals.
Supernaturals, yeah.
Supernaturals was a cool little line of toys, wasn't around that long. Maybe a cartoon backing it could have helped.
Yeah.
How about the Food Fighters?
Yeah.
The Food Fighters is a line that didn't have a cartoon series. I don't know how well that would have worked, but you never know. That could have helped sell some toys. Computer Warriors had a pilot episode that didn't get picked up. Yeah. Had that have been picked up, I think Computer Warriors could have done well.
Yeah.
The same almost goes for Sectars. There's only a handful of episodes. It didn't last very long. If they had a full-blown animated series backing that toy line, Sectars probably would have lasted longer.
I want to say Dino Riders had a pilot. I don't remember.
Riders?
Yeah, I don't think they had. I don't remember a series. I want to say they had a pilot, like a special. That probably would have benefited from a toy from a cartoon show.
I think a lot of those, some of those more obscure toy lines that we like. Had they have had the animated shows, they probably would have. Yeah,
they would have done pretty good.
They could have picked up a little better. So that was a good question. Chris Finn's got a couple for us.
Chris Finn's got a whole bunch.
He always does. So we'll go through his. How much fun was Toy Fair and Devall? How did it compare to San Diego Comic-Con?
You answer first.
I've pretty much already said it was intense. That's my best description for it. I had a lot of fun. But there was so much information and so much to see that I just really feel like I didn't even dip my toe in that pond. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was so much there. I mean, I've got a better idea of what it is now. So I feel like I'll be better prepared next year. Yeah. But I had a lot of fun. It was a great experience. I'm really glad I got to witness it. I'm glad I got to meet all the people that I did. It was a really good time. So
Toy Fair is an industry only event. I mean, it's not like any convention you could have ever perceive yourself going to.
Right.
So it's very businesslike, and sometimes these guys give me a lot of grief because sometimes I don't know when to shut my mouth. It's true, and I know it. But it's always a good experience to meet these people. I mean, you meet a lot of good people. I enjoy going. Some of the presentations sometimes can be very boring. I know Killen was almost falling asleep in the Hasbro thing because
I find it very interesting, but I'm more interested in that stuff.
Depends.
Than
Yeah, it depends on really who's giving the presentations.
Yeah.
As it compares to last year's, he says last year's San Diego Comic-Con. Probably, I think he means that. Does it compare to San Diego Comic-Con? No. Let me put it this way. Like I said, Toy Fair is an industry-only event. San Diego Comic-Con is a sea of stinky humanity.
And it's Thunderdome.
And, you know, these guys, I'm the only one with experience on those two conventions, so a lot of times I try to warn these guys that this is what it's like, and they're like, yeah, Devall, whatever. It's like, no, you don't understand. I'm very curious to see these guys at San Diego Comic-Con when they witness that convention center firsthand and see just how ridiculous it is.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. San Diego Comic-Con's a lot of fun to me because usually, you know, we'll do our work and then usually, you know, the guys will split up and we'll go our own separate ways and do whatever. But it's much harder and more intense than Toy Fair because you're fighting not only the other sites, you're fighting, you know, 70,000 fans too, and it's just ridiculous.
Awesome.
Ridiculous.
I can't wait. So what was the one thing at Toy Fair that you really got excited about? Name one thing that you got really excited about.
I got really excited about? Oh, man.
Come on, there was a lot of cool stuff.
There was. I was excited for the DC Universe Wave 14 until I found out it was a Walmart exclusive.
Here we go
and
again.
Then I couldn't care less.
Here we go again with those Walmart exclusives.
That I was really excited because you know, Tyr's in there and he's one step closer to superpowers. And Toy Guru said that this year, like last year, was all about New Gods. It was all about like getting some of those characters out. This year, it's all about superpowers. They're going to try to finish up the superpowers. So we'll see Martian Manhunter. We'll see, you know, a ton of these superpower figures that haven't happened. That to me was exciting, except for the Walmart thing, which means our buddy Dave will probably be finding that whole wave for me.
Well, I can easily say the Masters of the Universe stuff. Obviously, Titus was a big thing. But I got to be honest, I think the things I am most excited about came from the Star Wars line. And it's been a long time since I've been so excited for Star Wars collectibles. But the vintage line itself is just, it's perfect.
Well, the fact that they're actually on Kenner cards is what's cool.
They're on Kenner cards, and they're going to be priced the same thing we're paying now for Star Wars figures. In fact, they even said the price point was going to be dropping about $1.
They're dropping
so they're going to be cheaper than they are.
I think you said they were going to be $6.99.
Yeah, and the mail-away Boba Fett and the large AT-AT are the two things I think that made me the happiest at the whole event.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
The Master stuff was awesome, don't get me wrong. I'm very excited about Titus, but I got to show my love for Star Wars. I am so excited about the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
So that's got to be my top thing right there. All right, let's go one more here. Well, this one just says, what do you expect the San Diego Masters of the Universe Classics figure to be? And were there any clues?
Well, we already got
Molar,
the 2-pack.
Molar and Skeletor is going to be
which is not the main Masters San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
The only thing they would tell us, I tried. I asked Scott. I tried to get it. He wouldn't tell me. The only thing we know is that there is a big main exclusive. He says that we're going to be really excited about it, but he's not ready to reveal it until April.
Yeah, all of their San Diego Comic exclusives will be revealed in April.
So we don't know yet, and there are no clues. He didn't give me any clues except for he thinks the fans are going to be very excited to see who it is. So,
God, we can only hope because
Mattel's kind of in hot water right now. But, you know, hopefully that'll be it. So, all right, I think that's going to wrap it up. Guys, we always appreciate you sending us in questions or fan art or anything like that. So if you ever want to send us questions to be answered on the show, you can always head over to popculturenetwork.com and ask the questions right there on the forums. Or if you prefer to go the email route, hit us up at what is the new email address? I don't even remember. That new toy smell, TNTS at popculturenetwork.com, right?
Yep.
TNTS at popculturenetwork.com. That's the new email address to get a hold of us. So if you got questions or fan art or videos of your collection, anything like that you'd like to have us show on the episodes here,
send them in.
Send them right in. We'll
Absolutely.
be happy to take a look at it. As always, guys, new episodes of That New Toy Smell every Saturday. New episodes of the It Figures podcast every Wednesday, and lots of other good videos throughout the week. Plus, there's our store. for toys and video games and more, all right there on the front page of PopCultureNetwork.com. So head on over there and check it all out. So until next week, guys, I'm Pixel Dan.
I'm Devall.
We'll